Smoke blunts with Biggie Smalls and sold drugs on new lots. I was too young, couldn't get up in clubs back in the old days. We used to rob and terrorize kids in front of home base. But fuck Master Flex was inside, rocking the whole place. We was outside, smacking kids and snatching gold chains, bagging mad pigeons, catching mad digits, bad bitches. And when their husbands came around,
guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Today we're going to be taking a look at Uomo by Salvatore Ferragamo, and at the end of this video I'm going to tell you how you can win a BNIB 100 ml bottle of this fragrance. This is a heavily hyped one. This one was so heavily hyped at the end of 2016 that they got your boy to blind buy it. If you're interested in the backstory of this house, please check out the video that I did a while back on F Porom. But to make a long story a little bit shorter, this is a premier fashion house from Italy. I think their clothing is like a little bit below the A1 brands out there, like Loro Piana and Brioni, and the real high-end Italian men's designers. But right below it is sitting these guys. They make really nice clothing. I mean, extremely high-end shoes, accessories, stuff like that. Fragrance-wise, they're not bad. I own 5 fragrances from this brand, including this one. I also own F, I own Atomo, I own Porom, which is a nice fig-based fragrance, and I own Subtle Porom, which is a flanker of Porom. I would like to get at least one from their Tuscan scent collection. That's sort of their private blend series, and the one that probably has interested me the most so far is Incense Suede, which is from their, they have like a dark collection, and then a sort of more eau de cologne series. But the eau de colognes are very interesting, like they use violet and rhubarb and iris and sort of very, there's somewhat unconventional notes for designer fragrances. Now this one, Uomo, was released in 2016. It was worked on by the acclaimed Alberto Morales and Orlando Gouchard, and the notes on it are black pepper, cardamom, and bergamot at the top, tiramisu, orange blossom, and ambroxan in the middle, cashmere wood, sandalwood, and tonka bean in the base. I got my 100 ml bottle for $60 on eBay about, I want to say 3 or 4 months after it released. It seems to be about the going rate. There are several discounters stocking this one online, and you can now get away with paying in that $50, $60 price range. And just something I would say about people looking for designer fragrances, if you need the latest and greatest and you can afford it, definitely go out there and pay retail. If you're a reviewer, you know, you want to get views, that's a great way too to be the first to review one of those fragrances. But if you're just an average Joe or consumer or even a collector and you're not really concerned with having latest and greatest, always wait a couple months. Sometimes, depending on the brand, you know, if you wait even 2-3 months, you can get those fragrances for half off or at least 30% off. I mean, there's some brands like Dior and Chanel where it's always, you have to wait some time, and it's really hard with Chanel and even Hermes. You have to wait some time with like Dior and Hermes. Chanel, it's, you know, it's very hard to get those discounted, almost impossible because their supply chain is very tight. But with regular designer brands, if you wait, you can get good discounts. So as far as your presentation on this one, box is sort of Ferragamo written in crazy style letters. You have Uomo, Ferragamo, it is eau de toilette. Information on the back is made in Italy, pretty boring back, Salvatore Ferragamo on the top, and then the bottle is actually really well done. You have that same sort of crazy writing, Ferragamo, Uomo, Salvatore Ferragamo, sticker on the bottom, not really a cap, just something to make sure the sprayer doesn't depress too easily. And then it actually is a really good sprayer, shoots a pretty good distribution of juice, and you have Ferragamo written on the top. It's a super heavy bottle. This feels like metal on the side. I think they did a pretty good job with presentation on this one. Now, as far as your scent goes, this is not a bad fragrance. It's a people pleaser. You will probably get compliments, and women or men, if that's your thing, will like this one on you. It's sweet, it performs pretty well, and it's very pleasing to the nose. But original, it is not. It reminds me very much of 2 fragrances combined. If Valentino Uomo and Rocus Man had a baby, they would have something like this. You get sort of that bergamot coffee vanilla vibe from Rocus mixed with this sort of nutty coffee bergamot vibe that Valentino Uomo has. It's not as dark as Uomo and not quite as transparent as Rocus, man. What I pick up from this one personally is a lot of ambroxan, tonka, bergamot, and really synthetic sweet notes. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying they're definitely not natural. Tiramisu, for those of you who don't know, is this Italian dessert where you take ladyfinger sort of cookie cakes and you layer it with mascarpone cheese, some espresso, a little bit of booze sometimes, and cocoa powder. And I would doubt very heavily that anyone built the tiramisu accord to make this fragrance. I think that dessert is just more implied, and that actual smell is coffee, cocoa, and ambroxan, and it's just really slick marketing to say tiramisu. It's a really simple fragrance built upon bergamot, a little bit of spice, coffee, cocoa, and ambroxan. I would bet there's some captive molecules that these big design houses are using, or these big perfume houses are using to get this quality of gourmand notes for such an affordable cost. This fragrance is not going to blow your mind, but it's a very solid release in a very nice bottle. Performance for an eau de toilette is pretty good. 6 to 8 hours, I would say, of longevity, probably 5 to 6 of projection. I've gone with 4 sprays, 2 on my neck, 1 on each wrist. I'd say it lasts about 8 hours. There's a nice bit of sillage with this one, but nothing crazy. Could it be a unisex scent? Sure, but I think there are certainly bigger, richer, and bolder gourmand fragrances for women. Ideally, I think this is for a high school or college kid who's going out clubbing or going out on dates and parties. That's where I think this one becomes really a useful scent. And I think it's a really nice introduction to gourmand fragrances in general. If someone were trying to talk you into purchasing this, I think they tell you that it's a good price at this point. The bottle is really cool. It does smell good. It's got some good performance, and not everyone's going to be rocking a Salvatore Ferragamo scent. I think if someone were trying to talk you and skipping this one, they would probably tell you that there are other fragrances that smell like this one, and some are cheaper, some are more expensive, but they're all in the same vein. And this probably is not the best of the crew. When I bought this, it was really between Armani Code Profumo, and this. And I smelled Armani Code Profumo and really liked that one. And I went with this one, and that was a big mistake on my part because I think Armani Code Profumo is a much better fragrance. Now, if you're unable to get this, or you're looking for something a little bit cheaper, or you want to step your game up and still keep this kind of fragrance, if you want to go cheaper, you can check out Rocus Man, which I think is superior to this one. You can check out Michael Jordan Legend. I think this is superior to that. And if you want to go more expensive, of course, you can go with Valentino Uomo, which I think might be the same price. And I think that's a little bit better as well. Bond number 9. New York for All and New Harlem both of those are definitely better than this one, and anything in the Dior collection is sort of a little bit like this, and I think those are better fragrances as well. Rating on this one, for me this is a pretty solid 7 out of 10. Nice presentation, good performance, and it smells good. I just can't give this one any points for originality whatsoever. We're sort of coming to a disturbing trend in the designer world where we get these sweet ambroxan-laden scents, coffee, bergamot, lavender, cocoa, cardamom, all becoming very in vogue to use. And I guess that's okay, but I wish designers would just take more risks and be more original. It's really become not fun for me to smell these sort of fragrances. The designer fragrances that I'm really interested in are the older ones, and unfortunately many of those have been heavily reformulated. With that said, not a bad scent here. It can be a workhorse for you, but if you're looking to separate from the crowd and plant your own fragrance flag, I wouldn't look to write your Declaration of Independence with this one as the heavy hitter on your shelf. Now, if you want to try it for yourself, which I'm sure many of you do, I'm going to be giving away a 100 ml bottle, brand new in box that I managed to get my hand on. I'll ship it out to the winner. And I'll probably give you a couple samples as well. I'll definitely give you a sample of Maxed Out, and whatever else I have on hand. I'll include some other samples as well. All you have to do is be a subscriber. How about this? Be a subscriber leave a comment and share this on any social media. Share this video on any social media platform you have. So it could be Twitter, it could be Instagram, or it could be Facebook. If you share the video, you're subscribing, you leave a comment, do all those things, I will randomly pick a winner 1 week from today. I guess Saturday next week, I'll pick the winner around midnight and post a video announcing the winner in the next 2 days. I'm going to ask the winner to let me know where they actually shared the video and give me proof of it, and if they can't, I will pick someone else randomly. So I'm gonna actually ask you to share the video just because I've never done that before. I want to see if it gives my channel any pop whatsoever. Probably won't, but we'll see. So yeah, 100 ml, brand new. I believe it's 100 ml. Yeah, brand new, and I'll include some cool samples as well. So guys, that is it for this. And by the way, no one gave me this fragrance. I bought this this fragrance, and I just so happened to get an extra bottle in a pretty crazy way. So I don't want to keep it. Figured I would just give it away, but this isn't. No one's sponsoring this video. I'll tell you guys when that happens. You know I always do that. So that's it for this week's videos, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Of course, we'll be back next week with more videos. And that's it. Again, thank you all so much for watching, guys. My name is Maximilian, and I'm
When their husbands came around, we had a blast biscuits. A bunch of bad Brooklyn kids that always had pistols. Broken dreams and broken homes, we always had issues. And bad problems, worshiping gangsters and bank robbers. Watching Scarface, starting fights at rap concerts. Until we realize how to get the real money, steal money, kidnap money, kill money. It's funny how the money makes